Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Please take a moment to silence all cell phones at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 Navy Reserve Officer Training Corps Commissioning Ceremony. Would you please stand for the arrival of the official party, the national anthem, and the invocation. NROTC Maine Maritime Academy, arriving. Commander Naval Service Force Atlantic, arriving. Ladies and gentlemen, the flags can be located on stage for the national anthem. Midshipman Second Class Braden will now present our invocation.
Let us pray. Eternal God, as we gather here today to celebrate the commissioning of these fine men and women into the service of our nation, we thank you for the strength, dedication, and perseverance that brought them to this moment. We are grateful for the families, mentors, and friends who supported them along the way. May they continue to be a source of strength in the journey ahead. As these new officers take their oaths and accept the honor and responsibility of leadership, grant them wisdom in their decisions, courage in their challenges, and humility in their command. May they serve with honor, uphold the highest traditions of the United States Navy and Marine Corps, and never forget the ideals that led them here today. Bless this ceremony and all who are present, and may our actions always be guided by integrity, duty, and a deep commitment to service. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, will the Matse family please join me on stage?
Thank you, Midshipman Yandel, and good afternoon, everyone. My wife and I extend our sincere thanks to Captain Chase, Commander Short, Admiral Cahill, and the entire command staff at the University of Maine NROTC unit for the honor of being part of today's commissioning ceremony. We are also very grateful to Captain Hendren and Ms. Hannah Young of the University Foundation, who's here with us today, for their help in making an award an endowed one. It's a privilege to be here to celebrate the hard work, determination, and discipline each of you has shown in both academics and military training, which have brought you to this proud moment, and we offer you our heartfelt congratulations. As you step into your new roles as leaders in the Navy and Marine Corps, know that you carry with you the respect and gratitude of those who've gone before you and the hopes of those who will follow. It is with both pride and deep emotion that my wife and I are here today to present the Captain Kenneth C. Matze, United States Marine Corps NROTC Award. Our son, Captain Matze, was passionate about this program and about each one of you. During his time with the unit, he made it his mission to support your development, your training, your growth as future officers, and he believed in the power of leadership and your potential. I know that if he was with us today, he'd be beaming with that unmistakable grin of his, full of pride in what you have accomplished. His challenge coin bears the words, "Lead with distinction, serve with honor." These weren't just words to him, they were a way of life. It's our prayer that you carry those ideals forward into your service, to lead with integrity, to care deeply for those you command, and to serve our nation with honor, courage, and commitment. Each year, the Captain Kenneth C. Matze United States Marine Corps Memorial NROTC Award is presented to one commissioning officer who exemplifies these values, who has demonstrated outstanding leadership, academic excellence, and a sincere dedication to the welfare of their fellow midshipmen. It is with great pride that my wife and I present this year's award to Midshipman Harry Bullock.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Professor of Naval Science and Commanding Officer of NROTC Unit Maine Maritime Academy, Captain Gary Chase.
I really have to think about this beforehand and make sure that my speech is open before I come up to the podium. I did the same thing last weekend when I was down in Castine. But anyway, we'll figure it out. It's kind of a unique change that we made this year, and it was driven heavily by the University of Maine's change of schedule. So they're not actually going to be officers today. That has to wait until tomorrow when they actually graduate. But with the chaos of the ceremonies tomorrow being in Bangor itself, we decided to do this a day ahead of time so that you had time to spend with your future officers and see this ceremony. With that, good evening. Welcome to the 2025 University of Maine Navy Commissioning Ceremony. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Admiral Cahill. For those of you that have, that are staff in the back, things will sound familiar, but the words that he gives every single time at this ceremony ring true every year, and I can't thank him enough for being here. Most importantly, I would like to welcome those in the audience, whether in person or virtually, the families and friends that have supported these men and women in their journeys. You are here to witness the final step in the transition of these men and women from civilians to military officers. Perhaps final step is the wrong phrasing because of what you will witness today. It's really the next step in their chosen profession, which is to defend our country. Today, they sign the proverbial blank check that ensures our freedom. A quick note on protocol, and please pay attention to this note. When your loved one is being pinned and conducting their first salute later in tonight's event, please feel free to come down to the stage and capture this moment. It won't happen again. Actually, we missed my daughters last year, and thankfully, QMC and a few other folks caught some photos for us because we missed that opportunity. don't miss it. So don't feel like you're in anybody's way. Just come down to the stage and make sure you get your pictures and videos. Today marks a momentous occasion as we gather here to celebrate the commissioning of a new class of officers into the United States Navy and Marine Corps. It is with great pride and joy that I stand before you as the commanding officer of the NROTC unit, where I've been able to watch these men and women develop into the professionals here before you today. To all our new officers, I offer my heartfelt congratulations and welcome you to the military family. You have demonstrated unwavering commitment, dedication, and resilience throughout your journey to this very moment. Through the rigorous military training and the countless hours of study and preparation while here at the University of Maine, you have proven that you possess the qualities necessary to lead with distinction. This means that you have talent, but talent will only take you so far. Your success will be defined by your work ethic, values, and character. We've all seen those ultra-talented souls fail and at times perish because they lost sight of what is most important. And what is most important is the positive impact you have on those around you and those you are charged to lead. Your service is about the team over self, or we before me. I encourage you to keep 3 things in mind that I believe are at the core of leading sailors and Marines: trust, preparation, and inspiration. Always maintain trust between you and those in your unit. Trust is quintessential to combat readiness because without it, you cannot coordinate properly to execute the mission. It cannot be built in times of crisis, and it is nearly impossible to regain once it is lost. It is the coin of the realm. Your journey of preparation doesn't end today, but it accelerates. Be a lifelong learner. Engage in professional reading and discussion with your peers, seniors, and juniors alike. Luck favors the prepared. We can never know everything, but we should do everything we can to know more. Finally, be an inspiration to those around you. Leadership, after all, is founded on inspiring those placed in our charge to be more than they thought they could be for the benefit of the unit, command, or organization. Inspiration becomes a desire to solve problems, develop new tactics, and face new challenges with courage and resolve. Be that inspiration. As you don the final pieces of the uniform of commissioned officer, remember that you now carry the weight of history on your shoulders. You stand on the shoulders of giants who have come before you, those who have defended freedom and democracy across the seas, and those who have left an indelible mark on our great Navy and Marine Corps legacies. Do so with dignity. They've earned it, but build upon that legacy. We can all admire history, but if you pay attention to world events, you'll soon realize we are making history today. Your decisions will shape that history like those giants. None of you know if you are the next great admiral or general that will lead our forces to victory in combat. Nimitz, Halsey, Puller, and Vandegrift didn't know that either when they were in your shoes. But they all recognized the importance of the decisions they made as they were faced with the new challenges throughout their careers. The oath you take today is not just a formality, it is a solemn promise to uphold the values of honor, courage, and commitment. You will be called upon to lead and inspire, to make difficult decisions in challenging circumstances, and to always put the welfare of your sailors, Marines, and our nation above all else. But you will not be alone in this journey. You are now part of a larger family, the Navy and Marine Corps family. More precisely, the U.S. military family. Lean on your fellow officers and learn from their experiences. At the same time, learn from your enlisted sailors and Marines. Place value on their knowledge, experience, and ideas, and together you will navigate the waters of uncertainty with grace and strength. Whether you're headed to a DDG in Pearl, Rota, or Mayport, a cruiser in Seattle, or a submarine in Norfolk, you're required to build a team that executes the mission. Each of you have become like sons and daughters to me, which is to say that I am here to support you even after you've departed Maine to start your pipeline training. You are embarking on this new chapter with the lessons you've learned growing up and what you've gained here in Orno. The fleet is going to demand you build on those lessons with perseverance, integrity, and excellence. Carry those values in your heart and let them guide you in every decision you make. All of you should remember that leadership is a journey, not a destination. Embrace challenges and setbacks as opportunities to grow and learn. The military will test you, but it will also reward you with experiences that few others will ever know. I want to thank each and every one of you for your service. Your commitment to defending our nation and protecting our freedoms is the backbone of America's strength. Together, let us continue to honor the traditions of the past while forging a path towards a brighter and safer future. Finally, let me introduce today's guest speaker. Rear Admiral Joe Cahill is a 1992 graduate of the University of Maine. He has commanded at all levels of the United States Navy, in USS Monsoon, USS Preble, USS Bunker Hill, go cruisers, and Carrier Strike Group 15. He is currently the Commander, Naval Surface Force Atlantic, where he provides and shapes the direction of our surface ships in Norfolk, Mayport, Rota, and Manama, Bahrain. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Admiral Cahill.
Okay, so I'm the old guy and I brought my speech, okay? So I just want a quick story for all of you here before I get into my remarks about what your captain talked to you about here today, your CO, which is that connection across time. So I reported to USS Fitzgerald as Lieutenant J.G. Cale on a 2nd Division officer tour. And my CO at the time was a brilliant leader who was often just disappointed in us, and we never wanted to let him down. I was going to an interview yesterday, and I called him and talked to him for about 45 minutes. And so this idea that you've always got someone to call and run ideas by, it's meaningful. And it's different in our Navy than other corporate jobs out there. So I think that's really important. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, midshipmen, and for the staff in the back, my words will be consistent, but that's important because these officers have a charge to go execute here. This is a great day. And I want to thank the remarkable men and women that we honor here today for embracing the awesome responsibility of leadership and accepting the noblest mission that I believe a young person, a citizen of our republic, can pursue, which is to provide security for the American people and indeed much of the rest of the world. The number 36 comes to my mind tonight. Over the last 18 months, 36 warships, 5 aircraft carriers, 3 submarines have been executing combat operations in the Red Sea in the Eastern Mediterranean, with over 200 offensive and defensive engagements. Many of you today will leave here and go on to your next missions, and soon will join your units running to the sound of gunfire. I also want to convey from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate the dedication and patriotism of the parents and families here today. It's so important, the job you've done to raise these tremendous citizens of our republic. And they're naval officers tonight. I'm going to edict that. I don't care about tomorrow. This is a culminating event for you too, and I'm so thankful that you introduced your children to a way of life that puts others first, that puts service ahead of self-interest. And I think the only way that this nation, this Constitution, and this experiment in democracy will continue to exist is if we raise young men and women like this, who are willing to commit themselves to serve others, to serve their country, and to serve an idea of something much larger than themselves. Today, these midshipmen become officers in the United States Navy and earn the title of citizen soldiers, warriors in the profession of arms, defenders of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And through this commission, the American people are elevating you to a unique and special status in our republic. And they are putting their full faith in each one of you to protect all that we hold dear. As leaders in the Navy and the Marine Corps, you have willingly made the very solemn and deliberate decision to lead our sailors and Marines. I can tell you they are counting on you. Those men and women from across the country who join our military. Each one of them signed a blank check payable to the American people with their lives. They need you to lead them well. It's been said that security is like oxygen. When you have it, you don't think about it. But when you do have it, when you don't have it, it's all you can think about. You've stepped forward to give our people that security that allows them to get up in the morning, take their kids to school, go to work, dream their dream, and live lives that are full. And I can tell you, there is no better feeling than being part of that mission and that team. As you step forward into a complex and changing world, our nation is counting on your constant professionalism, your pursuit of innovation, and most of all, your principled leadership. It's not the critic who counts. It's not the person who points out how the strong stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to those that are actually in the arena, whose faces are marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strive valiantly, who err, who come up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends themselves on a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if they fail, at least fails while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. That quote is from Theodore Roosevelt, over 100 years ago. His words ring true with this group here tonight. This ceremony marks another important moment for each of you, a closing of one chapter of each of your journeys and the opening of another. Today you transition into your role as leaders and as warfighters. Today you close the chapter in one part of your life's journey and you begin another one. Welcome to the arena. So what, Cahill, what great insightful words could you, who served as a midshipman here in Orono on multiple semesters of academic probation, in 1993, provide me that might give me a lens into the next chapter of my journey? You'll all be here because you're tough. You have a strong work ethic. You have a devotion to your country. The bottom line is that's the entering argument, and you're about to join teams where you are expected to learn and do at the same time. I think that's important, and it makes us different as a service. Recognize it and embrace it. So back to me, January 1993 marked the day when Ensign Cahill drove out of Orono and brought me to this stage. My first warship, USS Constellation in San Diego, where for 3 years I entered the division officer arena. That warship is now Razor Blades. Our fleet had conventional powered aircraft carriers, nuclear cruisers, destroyers powered by steam, aircraft of the likes of A-6s and F-14s. Cahill had a girlfriend named Angela, who was a nursing student. I'm so old and grateful that Angela is the only one still around of those. But as I look back on that day, which hasn't changed over the last, and this is scary, 33 years, I learned how to lead sailors and I learned how to drive my warship. I built my basic professional skills, and I was able to achieve the two things that are priceless as a naval officer: autonomy and value in the roles I played for that team. That hasn't changed. As an officer, we expect you to deliver results, mission-based results. You do that by leading your teammates through the journey that your team is on in that moment in time to success. Your ability to analyze your mission, come up with a plan, communicate it to your team, and deliver results is what you will be judged on as a naval officer. That team comes from a cross-section of American society. We don't pay them well, and we ask them to do things that in the corporate world they would never dream of. So back to those two things you'll always be in search of: autonomy and value. Autonomy in the role you play for the team, and knowing you provide value for the team and the roles that you play. The pearl is, as you embark on all your journeys, you control your own destiny in achieving those. No one else. Your work ethic, your dedication, your leadership by expertise, your grit, your commitment to the sailors and Marines under your charge will determine the autonomy you achieve as a naval officer and the value you know in your soul you had for that team. It's really that simple. You're leaving Orono now and heading to those uncomfortable situations, physically, mentally, and ethically. Heed the guidance you received here, because when the storm clouds gather and destiny claps you on the back of your shoulder, you need to be ready to fight. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing the impressive things that you will do in defense of our great nation, our interests, and our values. God bless you all. Godspeed. Congratulations. And as TR would say, welcome to the arena.
Thank you, gentlemen. The oath of office, which is about to be administered, is the same oath that is sworn by every commissioned officer entering the military and is a time-honored tradition since our earliest days as a nation. All officer candidates, please rise. The oath will be administered by Captain Gary Chase.
True faith and allegiance to the same. I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. I will well and faithfully. Discharge the duties. Of the office I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations.
Please be seated. We will now honor each new officer with the pinning on of their rank and the presentation of their cover. When your officer is called, please come forward to the stage. Ensign Danielle Balch. Danielle is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Marine Science with a concentration in oceanography, to include minors in naval science and business management. She will be commissioned into the United States Navy as a surface warfare officer and will be reporting to DDG 118 USS Daniel Inouye out of Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Pinning on Danielle's bars are her sister Alana and her parents Jen and Chris Rodriguez. Second Lieutenant Harry Bullock. Harry is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Business Management. He will be commissioned into the United States Marine Corps and will be reporting to the Basic School in Quantico, Virginia on a ground contract. Upon completion, he hopes to become an infantry officer. Pinning on Harry's bars are his mother and his father. Ensign Erica Cunningham. Erica is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Marine Science with a concentration in oceanography to include a minor in naval science. She will be commissioned into the United States Navy as a surface warfare officer and will be reporting to DDG 117 USS Paul Ignatius out of Rota, Spain. Pinning on Erica's bars are her mother, Lois, sister Jenna, and her father, Brian. Ensign Taikweja Harriet. Tai is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering with a minor in Naval Science. She will be commissioned into the United States Navy as a surface warfare officer and will be reporting to CG-71 USS Cape St. George out of San Diego, California. Pinning on Tai's bars are her sister, Kwamaya Rowe. Ensign Valeria Roach. Lyra is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Marine Science with a minor in Naval Science. She will be commissioned into the United States Navy as a surface warfare officer and will be reporting to DDG 116 USS Thomas Hudner out of Mayport, Florida. Pinning on Lyra's bars are her grandfather Blake and her mother Noelle.
Two fingers up from the bridge. Class of 55.
Ensign Chimezi Ugwaja. Chimezi is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with a minor in Naval Science. He will be commissioned into the United States Navy as a surface warfare officer and will be reporting to DDG 72 USS Mahan out of Hampton Roads, Virginia. Pinning on Chimezi's bars are his mother and sister. Ensign Austin Young. Austin is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering with a minor in Naval Science. He will be commissioned into the United States Navy as a submarine warfare officer and will be reporting to the Navy Nuclear Power School in Goose Creek, South Carolina. Pinning on Kelby's bars are his parents Kelby and Pamela, and his grandparents Bonnie and Lester. We will now move into the administration of the first salute. While the exact origin is unknown, the tradition of the first salute and silver dollar is generally believed to stem from British military practices in colonial America. It was customary for new officers to be assigned a knowledgeable advisor from the enlisted ranks. It was the responsibility of the enlisted member to help quickly get the new officer up to speed with the military practices, customs, and history so the officer could be an effective leader. In gratitude for the valuable assistance the enlisted service member had provided, he was rewarded with a portion of the newly commissioned officer's pay, which at the time amounted to $1 a month. When your officer is called, make your way to the stage and render the first salute. Ensign Balch. Saluting is her grandfather, Petty Officer First Class John Cardova. Second Lieutenant Bullock. Saluting is Gunnery Sergeant Gregory. Ensign Cunningham. Saluting is Chief Petty Officer Espinosa. Ensign Harriet. Saluting is Senior Chief Petty Officer Cherise Smith, retired. Ensign Roach. Saluting is Gunnery Sergeant Armstrong. Ensign Ogwaja. Saluting is Chief Petty Officer Thomas Berduto, retired. Ensign Young. Saluting is Gunnery Sergeant Armstrong. Please join me in congratulating the newest officers of the United States Navy and United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay standing for the benediction, followed by the playing of Anchors Away and the Marine Corps hymn. The words to each song can be found in the back of your program.
Let us pray. Gracious and sovereign God, as we depart from this ceremony, we ask your continued blessing upon these newly commissioned officers. May they lead with character, serve with compassion, and always act with integrity. Watch over them in times of trial and give them the strength in moments of uncertainty. May they always find clarity in purpose and conviction in duty. Bless their families and all of those who stand beside them. And may this new chapter of service bring honor to their names, peace to their hearts, and pride to our great nation. Go forth in courage, go forth in strength, go forth in service. Amen.
To the
On behalf of the Navy Reserve Officer Training Corps, we congratulate each newly commissioned officer and their family. We express our deep gratitude to our guest speaker and all those who have supported these former midshipmen throughout their journey. We wish you a wonderful rest of your evening. This concludes our ceremony.